Good morning. Good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Welcome you all for this 621st meeting of this Madras Toastmasters Club. For those who didn't know, Toastmasters is a non-profit organization started by Ralph and Smedley. The mission of the Toastmaster is that to have a positive learning and personal growth. There are four core values of the Toastmasters: integrity, dedication to excellence, support the member, and also respect for the individual. There are few ground rules to follow. The first thing is that for the speakers, kindly refine your speaking like a table like sex, religion, and politics. And second, I request you, please rename yourself. Please put a Toastmaster Anirudh. If you are a Toastmaster, put a Toastmaster and Anirudh. Or if you are a guest, please mention a guest Ram. Ram means a guest Ram. So in order to avoid the confusion, and I hope for the guests as well as for the members, I will share you the link. For the guests, please send your contact details so that our VP membership will come and contact with you. And for the members, kindly mark your attendance. Right? Enjoy your meeting. I'm handing the floor to the presiding officer. Thank you.
Good morning, Toastmasters. Morning. How is the energy level online and offline? Nothing from online?
Great.
Any noise from online? All on mute. Okay. I would like to declare open our 621st meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. Special day for us. Why? Any answers online, offline? Who goes first? Okay, good, great. Exactly. So I would like to recognize our district director, Toastmaster. Good amount of speeches, and we also have an educational session. Do we have any guests online for the last time? That is very strange, right? We have quite a lot of guests online and offline. Okay, as and when people come in, probably before the break, we'll have a guest introduction if we have any guests. So with that, I would like to hand over the control to the special person for today. GMOD for today is Toastmaster Madhupriya. Let me give a quick introduction about Madhupriya. She's a very good friend of mine, first of all. And she's a lawyer working as a law officer at Repco. Her hobbies are writing and painting, and she's a past president of MTC. Very humble introduction. Actually, she does more than this. Okay, over to Toastmaster Madhupriya.
Thank you, President, for that wonderful introduction. Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Yes, I need that energy. So, as the TO module of today, I have three main jobs to do. The first one is I have to explain the 3 sessions of Toastmasters meeting. Any Toastmasters meeting will have 3 sessions. The first one is yes. Second one, third. Yes, I think I need to explain that. People are very clear about it. And today we have 2 special sessions. One, educational session by Toastmaster Pat, and we have a special person among us, our district director, and he's going to give an inspiring speech to all of us. So these are the 2 special sessions today we have here. And my second job is to explain the word of the day and theme of the day. So what is the word of the day? I think everyone has gone through the agenda. Yes, right. Theme of the day? Thank you. So I'll just explain it in detail when the time comes. And the third one is introduction of general evaluation. So I today have a very special person here. Toastmaster Sriram has confirmed to play the role of general evaluator. So I just want to give a brief introduction about him, call him here so that he can introduce his tag team role players. So Toastmaster Sriram is the past president of MTC and product manager at Secure Solutions, and he provides data security solutions based on Microsoft technology. Music is his hobby and gives him a lot of pleasure. And I asked him a very special question. Since the word of the day is discover, I asked him what a significant discovery, tell me about a significant discovery that happened in world history, and he has mentioned discovery of my country, India. The rich traditions, linguistic diversity, and inclusivity makes it one of the best countries in the world to live. So super, Toastmaster Sriram, I welcome you here, and I want you to introduce your tag team. So please welcome Toastmaster Sriram, the General Manager.
Welcome all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to all the speakers. Welcome all. And today I will be the general relator for this meeting. And as Madhu said, evaluation is a key aspect of the process. It's also, I would say that they have been doing this unknowingly, whether it be at home or office or elsewhere. But today, we do it. So, evaluation aspect, I've got two aspects, and then we have core team and expert team. Core team consists of timer, mark counter. Expert team is once the speeches are given, that will be letters to evaluate speeches. We call the timer. So, playing the role of timer today is Toastmaster Rekha. So she is working as HR in Bangalore based company, currently in Chennai for last 1 year. Interested in yoga, overall health. So today she may actually be, but I would say this one.
Thank you. Thank you, Sriram. So yeah, so the role of the timer is to note down the time taken by all the speakers and the evaluators. So I'll just mention the rules here. And there is a time limit for each of these sessions. So for the prepared speech, it is 5 to 7 minutes. In 5 minutes, I show the start, 6 minutes the timer, and 7 the rest. Table topics, the time limit is 1 to 2 minutes. So again, at 1 minute, 1.5 minutes it is timer, and 2 minutes it is red. And the evaluation session is for 2 to 3 minutes. Again, 2 minutes it's green card, and 2.5 minutes it is amber, and 3 minutes it is red. So at the end of this meeting, I submit the
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha. Next, I call our walkout Toastmaster Saki. Before he comes on stage, let me introduce him. He is a mechanical engineer currently working at Caterpillar as an associate engineer. His hobbies include listening music. He loves to roam off with people, exploring new foods, and he is interested in long vibrates.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram, for the brief introduction. So, very good morning, Toastmasters and guests today. So, the purpose of our counter is to note down any overused words or filler sounds that anyone speaks during the meeting. So, I'll be noting down how many times they are using those words. The words could be so, but, and, and so on. And the filler sounds could be and So, at the end of the meeting, I'll be submitting my report to a general evaluator, Toastmaster Sriram. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Toastmaster Saki. Next, I call our grammarian. She's online. Toastmaster Priya. Priya, are you there?
Yes, Toastmaster Sriram.
So before I call her, let me introduce her. She works as a program manager in CAPJ. She likes to read and what do you, Toastmaster?
Thank you, General Evaluator. So today I'm playing the role of grammarian. As you all know, the role of grammarian is to note down unique phrases, good language, and also to note down the errors in the language used by the speakers. I will also note down the usage of the word of the day, which is discover, and the theme of the day is keep rocking. And at the end of the meeting, I will submit the report to General Evaluator. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
So before I hand over, I would just like to say I'll be assisted by evaluation team, and once the speeches are completed, I the evaluation. This I will hand over the control back to you.
Toastmaster Sriram for that wonderful introduction of your time. So now, word of it, discover. This is a very special word, and this word has got a significant importance in my life, because when I was in my 9th standard, during my examination, I lost my pen. So I was asking my friend, that was a very lucky pen of mine. So I was asking my friends, did anyone see my pen? And finally, I made an attempt to search and find it out. And in that joy, after finding my pen, I just shouted, "Hey, I invented my pen! Hey, I invented my pen!" Everyone started to laugh. My close friend called me and said, "Madhu, do you know the difference between invented, found, and discovered?" At that point, I said, "No, I don't know." "See, you have to say I found my pen. It's not invented." At that time, I realized I was very poor at vocabulary, grammar, and English. So I made an attempt to work on my English skills, speaking skills, or English knowledge only from that moment. So this word discovered as a very significant, importance in my life. So when I was offered the role of TMOD, I thought, okay, let me give up this word. So discover, what is the meaning of discover? So let me ask that question to you. There is a lot of difference between invention and discover.
Discovery is not about finding something that's already existing.
Yes. So you were not there when I was in my 9th standard. Otherwise, I would have asked you. You were the Toastmaster Sriram. So invention.
Newly.
Yes. When I went through the dictionary, they said that invention is something we create, we design. So that is invention. We create something, we design something for the first time. That is invention. For example, it was very shocking. Shampoo was invented in India, it seems, in 1762. So that was making use of some chemicals, some herbs. So we designed and we created it. So that is invention. Discovery is, as you all told, finding something that is already existing. For example, Christopher Columbus discovered America. So America was already there, and he was the first person to discover it. So that is the difference between invention and discovery. But what this word discovery or discover has got to do with our personal life?
We need to discover own potential.
Yes.
So, to realize.
Yes. Very true. Yes, very true. So when you take this to your personal context, it means that we need to discover our hidden potentials, hidden talents. There's so much abundance of mental prowess, physical prowess within us. But are we really making an attempt to bring it out? No. So today, maybe after this session, I really request every one of you here to just spend few minutes to really think, to realize that whether you have discovered all your hidden potentials, hidden talents. So in that way, I think this session would give some value addition to you. So will you all do it? Just 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes of your time. So done with the word of the day. What is the theme of the day? Keep looking up. Yes. What is keep looking up? To admire someone, to take someone as a role model. So today we have best leaders in our club. We have our division director, we have our district director. So they are good role models for us in Toastmasters fraternity. So we have to keep looking up. We have to take good examples, take good role models. Observe them, take note of how they have developed themselves, how they have grown as correct personalities. So we have to observe that. We have to take note of it and take them as role models and always keep looking up. No? Looking down. Yes. So whenever speakers or evaluators or any role players use the word of the day and theme of the day, what are we supposed to do? Yes. We got to encourage them by clap. So don't forget. So now, explaining the word of the day and theme of the day. I have to move on to that special session. We have two speakers today. So the first speaker is Toastmaster Karthik. So I need to give a brief introduction about Karthik. Karthik, are you ready? You want some time? Take water? Yes? Fine. Toastmaster PJ Karthik is working in Caterpillar as CPI Black Belt. So this is something new I'm hearing, because only in martial arts I heard about Black Belt. So he is in Caterpillar as CPI Black Belt, and his hobbies are exercising, playing badminton, and reading. And I asked him, what is that significant discovery in world history? And he said, discovery of fire and beam are the most significant discovery he considers in the world history. So before calling Toastmaster Karthik, I would like to call his general evaluator, Toastmaster Saurabh, to explain or brief out the purpose of his project. I think he's available online. Toastmaster Saurabh,
Thank you.
Can you just read out the objectives of Toastmaster Karthik's project?
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So Toastmaster Karthik is giving level 3 project developing a communication plan in the path visionary communication. The title of his project is Reaching Consensus and Synergy. And the purpose of the project is to practice developing a communication plan. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh. I welcome Toastmaster Karthik for his wonderful speech. Can you all put your hands together for welcome Toastmaster Karthik?
Alone, we can do so little, but together we can do so much. By Helen Keller. Good morning, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. Gone are the days where a solo genius logs in his lab or backyard to invent or discover something. Today, we live in an era of teamwork where a group of individuals work together to bring to the world something revolutionary. Clear communication is the key for this team to work effectively. If we have to communicate something to a team, we must develop something called a communication plan. What is a communication plan? A communication plan should consist of the following items. One is the goal of the communication, that is, it explains what is the purpose of the communication. Second one is the who are the target audience of the communication, that is, who will be impacted by the communication which you're going to. Third one is the message. What is the message which you're going to give? Fourth one is the what is the tone in which the communication has to be passed on. And fifth one is what are the milestones in the communication which you want to pass on. And final one is the what is the mode in which the communication has to be passed on, whether it has to be in person mode, online, or through any other, through print media and so on. This is the importance of communication plan in a team setup. Having understood this, let us now peek into the personal life of a person called Ram. Ram is a mid-career professional who's on a journey to start his own business. He is determined to convince his wife, children, and parents to start his business and to be alongside with. So he plans to develop a communication strategy to convince them on his entrepreneurial journey. Before starting the communication plan, he has multiple questions in his mind. He analyzes those questions one by one in a systematic way. Now, let us hear from Ram's perspective on how he hears, on how he solves those questions one by one. Hi all, I'm Ram, whom Karthik was speaking of. I want to develop a communication plan to convince and reach the consensus of my family to start my business. What are the things which I'm going to consider? What is the goal of my communication? The goal is to create consensus in my family on this entrepreneurial journey and to create synergy between me and them. Why I want to start the business? I want to start the business because I always wanted to create a great organization where individuals can reach their full potential. What is my business is all about? My business is about creating a web platform for the content creators where the content creators can learn a new skill, share their own skills, and the companies can pitch in to recruit the valuable content creators. Who will be affected in my family because of my starting the business? My wife, parents, and children. What is the present savings I have? I have a savings of about rupees 50 lakhs in my bank account. How am I going to allocate this savings to my business as well as to my personal expenses? I'm going to allocate 40 lakhs out of this 50 lakhs to my personal expenses. How did I find? Can you move to next? How did I arrive at this 40 lakhs? I analyzed that my monthly expenses putting together all the loan and groceries is 65,000. Projecting it to 40 months for 3.5 years, I arrived at my amount of 26 lakhs. And putting all health insurance coverage for the next 3 years, and along with the emergency fund, I arrived at the amount of 40 lakhs. This is the amount I'm going to allocate to my family. Can you move to next? Then what are the other factors which I consider? How am I going to balance my business as well as life? I'm going to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and how do I ensure that my family stands firm with me throughout this tough journey? Is that I'm going to have a monthly business meeting with them. That is every month, first Sunday morning, I'm going to have the business meeting with them. What am I going to discuss? In short, I'm going to discuss the health of my business. So who are my partners in this business venture? I'm going to start the business from my close friend, along with my close friend Subhash. When will I resign from the company? And for the first 3 months, we have decided that we are going to start in parallel with the current job. How do I want to communicate? It is the in-person. It is the how do I want to communicate this strategy with my family? It is in person on a Saturday family dinner. This is the overall communication plan. I'm going to give the printouts to my entire family on a Saturday night dinner, explaining all this analysis which I have done. I had done the communication to my family on yesterday night. Initially, my parents and my wife were skeptical and apprehensive on hearing this, on hearing my plan to start a business. But after seeing the detailed analysis which I have done and the thoughtful communication plan which I have showed to them, they were convinced. However, my wife had 2 queries. One is that what if the business fails? To that, I said that business failure will be minimal in the case because the area which I've selected has a lot of growth potential. And how is the investment plan for the business? To which I said that it is going to be organic. First, myself and my friend, we are going to invest 2 lakhs each, and then we are going to invest it organically as the time goes on. Having heard this one, my wife and family were convinced, and we were able to reach a consensus on our whole on the decision of the entrepreneurial journey. Over to Karthik. Thank you, Ram, for sharing your perspective on creating a communication plan and convincing them and communicating it to the target audience, convincing them effectively. My dear fellow Toastmasters, this is an example of creating a thoughtful, clear, and powerful communication plan. Always remember, good communication is a bridge between clarity and confusion. Over to TMO.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karthik, for that thought-provoking speech. But communication is a bridge between clarity and confusion. Well said, Karthik. So, not taking much of your time, we'll just move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Toastmaster Arun Kumar, our division head director. So, just want to give a small introduction about him. Toastmaster Arun Kumar. He was into Toastmasters movement for nearly 7 years and served as club president, VPPR, treasurer, YLP coordinator, past area director, and currently serving as division head director. And when I asked him what was that significant discovery in world history, he said, Internet is a significant discovery as it helped to fast track our growth enormously compared to earlier centuries. Yes, well said, sir. So before calling Toastmaster Arun for a speech, I would like to call his evaluator
Hello.
who's available online. Yes, Toastmaster Muthu, can you just brief out the objectives of Toastmaster Arun's speech?
Yeah. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Yes. Toastmaster Arun Kumar is doing level 1, project 2 from the presentation mastery. Timer, please note down. His timing is 5 to 7 minutes. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. And congrats, Toastmaster Arun Kumar. And over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Muthu. Can you all put our hands to welcome Toastmaster Arun?
I want to become healthy and fit. But when I see the yummy, sweet, and savory, my mind slips away. I want to create wealth. But when I see the things I want to purchase or the gadgets, I find this like God, my mind slips away. I want to develop a set of skills and expertise. But when my focus and attention are slip away, my mind. Dear Toastmasters, the I represent is not only me, it is the same experience with you. Of course, your desires and dreams may be different, but the experience we all undergo is same. The reason is that it is a universal fact that in our life, we are constantly trade-off between our short-term desires with our long-term desires. Good morning, Toastmasters and our distinguished guests. Once a famous author, Todd Henry, has conducted a seminar and he raised a question. What is the valuable land on this planet Earth? One person has responded, it's a mine of diamond. Other person said it's gold. Other person said it's some places Europe. And other person said World Bank. And he just replied, those are all not correct. The most valuable land on this earth is graveyard. Everyone should. What? Graveyard? Most valuable land? The reason he mentioned is, in those graveyards, not only humans get buried, but the desires, dreams that they want to achieve, it's buried. It may be a skill that you want to express as a speaker. It may be a dream of becoming a singer. It may be a dream of developing a business. It may be a dream of unlaunched products. Everything gets buried in the graveyard. Toastmasters, we too have dreams. We are also going to die. Isn't it so sad that our dreams are going to die and buried on us? Why this is happening? Only because of two principles. Whatever that gives short-term pleasure in our life will end up pain in the long term. Whatever that gives us trouble, pain, and difficulty in short term will end up in rewards in the long term. What is that short-term pain? Examples are, it is easy to sit in the couch, surfing the internet, watching the Netflix, and casually postponing the committed responsibilities, casually postpone our office duties, casually postpone our personal goals. What we get is short-term pleasure, and what we get is long-term pain. Yes, it is very pain to prepare a speech and come and deliver on a Sunday morning. I agree. But that is what going to give me pleasure in long term towards me, because that is the goal for me. If at all we want to achieve our long term goals, I would recommend we have to master the PhD. Do not worry, I am not going to ask you to enroll in any academic institution at this age, at least for me. The PhD I refer is nothing but the first letter P is all about your passion. Passion is very important. Are you driven by passion? What is that your passion? First of all, very clear about what is the passion is all about. Because it is becoming misconceived that passion is all about something we love or enjoy. It is not the passion. We have a beautiful word called hobby. Passion is not only just you are enjoying to do. The real meaning of passion comes from a Latin word called patrio, which literally means suffer. Are you ready to suffer yourself towards achieving it? That is what is called self-passion. Your passion should energize and excite you. Are you ready to stand up and go to the next step, even though if you encounter the failures and setbacks? That is what called as passion. And you can identify your passion based on what is that keeps you in flow, what is that you are good at, what is that excites you from the childhood. There are a lot of ways that you can introspect and find out passion. Once that is all, the goals has to be aligned towards our passion, both long-term goals and our short-term goals. Once we have assigned, let us move on to the next word, that is H. H is nothing but hope. Are we operating from fear zone or are we operating from the faith zone? Yes, taking a journey towards your passion is not that much easy job. The first thing is that you will be having self-doubt. Will I succeed? Am I good to do it? Is it really worth to do it? Second thing is that external barriers. Getting criticized by others, not getting support from the other peoples. Still, you have to go back towards yourself. That is the passion. Then come to the third letter, that is D. D is nothing but discipline. There is a concept called the power of 1 degree. Take an assuming an aeroplane that starts from Los Angeles and reaching Rome in Italy. If it is the nose is just 1 degree slighted, you will not be able to even recognize. But if diverted and goes in the same direction, you end up reaching 500 miles away and land up in Africa. That is, even if you are slightly deviated from your goals and dreams and passions, you will not at all achieve what you are doing. Dear Toastmasters, it is very vital to discover what is that you are traveling passionate about, as described our PM Modi, and then take up your journey towards progressing on that one. And then stay and believe on yourself to achieve that. And stay tuned, you will discipline yourself, then you will be achieving whatever you are doing. Toastmasters, are you ready to master your PhD? That is passion, hope, and discipline in the university called life. What about you, Toastmaster?
Toastmaster Arun Kumar for that wonderful speech. PhD, passion, hope, and discipline. Sir, I am ready to master my PhD. So thanks a lot for that. So after hearing Toastmaster Arun's speech, I'm so inspired. So when I went through some books and SurfNet, I got some 3 best tricks to discover your hidden potentials. Do you want to know that? Yes. The first one, try new things. So I read few books and I spent nearly some 2 to 3 hours in it, but I was able to make it out. Like these were the best 3 things which were mentioned in more or less every blog I went through. So the first one is try new things. Step out of your comfort zone. One day when you come here on a Sunday morning, prepare a speech and deliver, you know that you really have the passion for public speaking. So until you're in your home, very much comfortable on your bed, sleeping till 10, like you never knew, like we have a hidden potential for public speaking. We have a hidden potential to talk, to speak, to convince, to entertain, to inspire people. So one day when you step out of your comfort zone, try new things, you will understand that you have got some hidden potential, some hidden talent naturally to do something. So try singing, dancing, playing. So in some or the other, you will have that talent, hidden potential. So the first and the best way is to try new things, step out of your comfort zone, explore yourself. So the second and third trick will be note you during the time of evaluation and at the last end of the meeting. So now we have a special session by Toastmaster Pat. So he has got a special session, maybe time of 20 minutes or 30 minutes? 20 minutes. 20 to 25 minutes. So it's gonna be very informative and entertaining. So before calling Toastmaster Pat, I would like to give a small introduction about you. Toastmaster Pat. I asked you for introduction, you've given me a book. So I'll just read out some important points. Toastmaster Pat is the past president of Madras Toastmasters Club, past president of Thamilutru Chennai Solvendargal. He is also the charter member of Thamilutru Solvendargal. And he has done his ACG 2, ACS 3, ACG 3, CC3, Pathway 1, 2019, evaluation champion. 3 divisional contestant in ISC and TE and table topics. Then he has been a club mentor of L&D Toastmasters Club, Speak Magic Toastmasters Club, club coach of Standard Chartered, GPS, ADOS, TMC, and he is having a certification, 12 years of pharmaceutical marketing, business skill and life skill trainer, 16 years of Toastmastering, so many things. So, with no further delay, I would like to call the dynamic person of Madras Toastmasters Club, Toastmaster Pat, for that informative educational session. Over to you, Toastmaster Pat.
When you asked him that historical question.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I will tell you once your session is over. I reserved
Okay.
it for the last.
Oh, yes, you are deferring. Yes, it must be. So, good morning, everybody. Kavita, how many are there inside the chamber?
13 of them, sir.
13, right. So, my drinking that psychological, motivational quotes or special lines. Today is my best day, my best is yet to come. I am going to deliver my best today. You are aware that I am both selfish and selfless. I brought this energy tonic. If you can sit erect and you can even say it vocally or within you, I am awesome. I am brilliant. I am caring. I am dedicated. I am enthusiastic. I am fantabulous. It just takes 6 to 7 seconds. It doesn't cost us anything. We don't lose anything. And it is easy to remember because it is alphabetized. So say it. Enjoy saying this every morning as you wake up. The topic given is from the leadership series, Leader as a Coach. Before that, let me ask one question. Is it lead to coach or is it coach to lead? Quickly, you can respond to me. When I say leaders or coach, which are the popular persons that run through the mind? A few of you can interact with me. The name of a coach or a leader. Is that a very difficult question?
Alexander the Great is a leader.
Alexander the Great.
Lead example for a leader.
Okay. Can you call out one quality?
Because every time he led a team of warriors, he used to stand in front and
Right.
lead.
Okay, all right. Kavita, President Kavita.
Yes, sir.
Any coach name or leader's name that run through your mind when you see the title?
Coach Toastmaster Arun.
Toastmaster Arun.
Yes.
One quality. Not because he's your husband. What do you find? One prominent quality in him as a coach.
He can easily persuade people.
Right.
One more example as for leader Jawaharlal Nehru.
What is it?
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Jawaharlal Nehru. What is the quality? Quality.
India is democratic because of him. He was such a visionary leader who laid the foundations of India's economics.
Okay, democratic views. Right, good.
MS Dhoni, sir.
MS Dhoni, what is it?
Leader.
No, I understand, but you have to cull out one quality, one prominent
Whenever
quality.
there is a flaw or they lost the match, he used to take the blame on himself. And whenever they make a win, he used to share the victory with his entire team.
Right, cool and calmness, he said to it. Right, I title it as Precede, Exceed, Succeed, whether it is as a coach or as a leader. Precede is the homework which you do, the proactive efforts which you take before any event, any mentoring, any coaching, any performance. And once we build expand our knowledge and build our skills. We brim over, we exceed with that. Then when we are able to offer our trainees or students or the people who require that coaching, and there is always a positive result, which is called success. So proceed, exceed, and succeed. In my opinion, two persons run through my mind. As I asked you, you mentioned. So one is Swami Vivekananda. In my opinion, the first international ambassador to the United States. So I can call him a coach, I can call him a guide, I can call him a mentor, I can call him a facilitator, all put together. I see plenty of leadership qualities in him. Equally so significant is the Excellency past President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, a coach, guide, mentor, and a facilitator. I bring in a new concept in coaching, that is pull and push mechanism. I can pull the people whom I want to coach. I can push the people whom I want to coach. This is not, the combination is my thought, but individually speaking, Americans normally, it is said and believed, they pull their followers or successors from the front. They stand before the persons or set of people or group of people and pull them. The Japanese leadership or Japanese coaching methodology is to push from behind, stand behind the group and push them forward. Then I thought, instead of individually doing, why not combine it? A pull and push mechanism, like the mountain trains. If you see hill trains, they have one locomotive in the front, another locomotive behind. So one pulls, another pushes. However tough the height is, both the engines and the bogies or coaches are able to advance nicely. So which is called the pull and push mechanism of coaching. Quickly, let us find out. It's not something you are not aware of, only I'm going to reinforce your belief or the thought in the definition of a coach is someone who trains a person or team of people in a particular field. Normally, we refer to sports when it comes to coach. The word goes with sports, need not be always. Even in academics, sports, and the various job areas, profession. A coach offers people special training in a particular subject, especially in order to prepare them for a performance. That is very important. It is not just doing something, it is a performance. And particularly in a competitive area like today, what we find after the pandemics, we are able to witness a hike up in the competition in variety of fields. Thus, the coaching information causes a transformation in the person or in the team members. That is very important. The coach can succeed when the information brings in a transformation in the coachee or the coached. Then the coach is successful in his beliefs, in his plans, in his advices, counsel, direction, guidance, support, in all the functions of coaching. As every activity has certain principles or certain basics called fundamentals, even the coaching methodology has a set of principles and a set of fundamentals. Probably this can be of useful information to you. The number one principle is to offer the clear direction, otherwise called vision. Every person to be coached, they may have a vision, they may have some goals, but the coach makes it very clear, very firm. He trims it, he beautifies it. So with the objective or with the vision, the mission starts. If it is a team of members, group of people, then there need to be a kind of team bonding or team building, team function qualities. So the coach brings in a chemical collaboration. We say these days, no chemistry. The chemistry between us works out nicely Therefore, we can together go on. So there is a chemical collaboration occurring amongst the team members. The coach always observes, very keenly observes, listens to, at the same time observes the performance of the members in the team or group. And wherever there is, sometimes, not always, sometimes we also go down or split go downs. We have not done to our full potential or to my expectation as well as expectation of my team members. That time the split can go down, where there is a periodical motivation from the coach that can pull or that can push the participating members. So these are the governing principles in the coaching methodology. Let's now focus on the fundamentals. The coach clearly defines what they are supposed to do. What are all the list of priorities in their diary or in their area of function they are supposed to do, that the coach makes it very clear. And also he clearly defines why they are supposed to do it. What is the initiating process? Why is that? He creates that, the basic question, why they are supposed to do. And when there is a clarity on what they are and why they are supposed to do. And now the mechanism, the principle or the methodology comes, how they are supposed to do. The tools, the techniques, the tips, the methods, the process, the mechanism. So he's able to, some of them are already known to the persons being coached. At the same time, the coach also clearly gives them. That is what happened when Greg Chappell became a coach of Indian cricket team chosen by BCCI. In fact, by then, the foreign coach mechanism has come to BCCI in India. The first one was the New Zealand coach. Then when his term was over, the BCCI needed a coach. 4 persons applied. Mohinder Amarnath from India, Desmond Haynes from West Indies, Tom Moody from Australia, and Greg Chappell. While other three, other than Greg Chappell, they quoted only 72 to 75 lakhs as their annual fee, whereas Greg Chappell quoted 1 crore. The panel consisted like Sunil Gavaskar, Ravi Shastri, Sachin Tendulkar with the captain Saurav Ganguly. And Saurav Ganguly was very firm. I need Greg Chappell as a coach to our Indian team. In spite of 25 lakhs more, we can afford to pay, but it is worth. And Greg Chappell proved it, particularly in the form of that out component. In fact, he brought in a lot of fitness mechanisms to the Indian cricket batsmen and bowlers. Those techniques were absolutely strange and new to them. Then the coach goes on how well they are expected to. It is not that how they are able to do, how they are able to increase in excellence. Like if we have good, better, best, I'm doing good. Next time when I do, I must be able to do better. And next time when I attend to that, then I must reach the best. Anything that goes beyond the best is called excellence. So how they are able to rise themselves excellence in various, if it is cricket, we have compartments like batting, bowling, wicket keeping, fielding, catching. So many areas are there. So it's about the rising the excellence of participating member. And the coach sees to that all these changes are executed, implemented. Otherwise, it remains as a theory. They call it paper tiger. It remains as a tiger only on the paper. But only when you go and see the tiger or the lion in the jungle, then we get to know the full ferocity, that courage. So the coach also ensures that how they are able to execute it while practicing that. The same holds good for any activity, academics, in our speech making, the contest, even in professional area, how much we are able to gradually rise in our excellence. These are the fundamentals of the coaching. He also shows his responsibility. So I'm splitting into two components, respond plus ability or respond with ability is responsibility. The coach first ensures himself or herself the responsibility, and he sees to that all the participating members have that clear sense of responsibility. Once there is responsibility, there is always an accountability and ownership. I may not own the ground, but at that point of time, as I stand in the ground as a fielder, I own that area where I stand. As a batsman comes to the crease, he may not own the ground, but he owns at that point of time that area of the striking area before the stumps. So he brings in a sense of not ordinary ambition, soaring ambition. Like Abdul Kalam says, aim sky high, dream big, dream big. Not be content with mediocrity. So we should always have a soaring ambition. That is the first step, which is otherwise called direction or vision. And when the ambition, I'm able to see it is visible in front of me, though it is far, it is visible in front of me, then I get a clear direction in the form of path. My success path or my success zone clearly opens up. Then in his coaching phase, he gives the support, the guidance, the knowledge, the skill, all the ancillary or auxiliary qualities related to coaching as far as that particular field is concerned, academics or sports or job function. So supportive guidance is given by the coach. And frequently during that constructive feedback mechanism, he gives advice, counsels. In constructive feedback, 4 things happen where we apply that SWOT analysis, identify the strengths of the participants, also the weaknesses, and help them correct the weakness into strengths, translate into strengths. I did identify the opportunities what the members have, and also identify the threats. The threats are nothing but roadblocks, and convert the roadblocks into opportunities. So I'm able to expand my strong points, strengths. I'm also able to identify not only the opportunities which I see, with the opportunities which I am not able to see, that the coach helps me observe those opportunities. And when the opportunity is tapped, there is always a result. Also followed by regular encouragement to the participating members. And being a team function, he ensures always a team bonding and collaboration with the team. If one person wins the team, the entire team wins. If one person motivation goes down, the entire team motivation goes down. That happened in the year 1983 under the captaincy of KD, the Kapil Dev, in the finals against West Indies. 60 overs, India scored paltry runs of just 183 runs out of 60 overs. Everybody was absolutely dejected, including the great Gavaskar. In fact, Gavaskar openly said, okay, Kapil, we are going to lose. Let us finish the game and go for shopping. This is the opinion of other members. Only one person who stood there like a rock of Gibraltar with a tremendous amount of self-belief, and he declared one sentence. There's a record in the Indian history. It may not be a winning score, but it is a defensive score, defending score. It may not be a winning score, but it is a defending score. Let us give our best. Rest, we leave it to the God. Same thing happened. Everybody started contributing, and one of the record catches which Kapil Dev took, he ran back for a long distance and caught and eliminated the great Vivian Richards. The mighty West Indies bundled out. So that is what I mean by the team bonding and team function, which a coach, in fact, though Kapil Dev was a captain, he had that coaching mindset or the sense of coaching also. That changed the scenario during 1975 World Cup finals. How effective coaching is different from normal coaching. So it is about performance versus expectation. Expectation is one, like, customer satisfaction, we say everybody goes to a shop with some expectation. And if the salespersons in that match with that expectation, then we enjoy the sense of satisfaction. Suppose there is a mismatch, then it goes down, and there is a sense of dissatisfaction amongst the clients. But sometimes the salespersons offer us something additional, the value addition. Value for money, we say, I have paid something, I've got a valuable product or a service. Along with that, there is some additional service, then my expectation level has gone up, or the satisfaction level has gone up, which we call the wow experience, otherwise called customer delight. Then we tend to say, wow, what a good service, what a nice product it is. So that is how the coach injects or infuses in the members the component called performance against expectation. Then he regularly meets them, greets them, treats them, and eats along with them. While eating, he does not eat only the food, he also eats other things, the manners, the approaches, the actions, their thought process, their beliefs, their plans, their execution. All these things are observed and governed by the coach. So continues to offer supportive guidance and direction to them. But regularly, he acknowledges the nice performance and gives appreciation, sometimes privately and very often publicly. Like success is a public affair, a failure is a private funeral. So whenever I am spotting your weaknesses, I do it privately. And whenever I'm spotting the good acts, the good performance, excellence, then I appreciate publicly. So once acknowledgement, appreciation have taken place, even some a team normally disputes, a difference of opinion or likely to happen. All five fingers are not same. So all their mindsets are not same. The perception may vary. So sometimes a misunderstanding, disputes may happen. Coach is the one who intervenes. In fact, it happened between Rahul Dravid and Saurav Ganguly once. Saurav Ganguly was the captain, Rahul Dravid was the vice captain under Greg Chappell, and Greg Chappell saw to that all the differences were dissolved. Then he brings a solution to the issue, and there's a resolution in the team members' mindset. Yes, I am a part of team. I have a goal, but much more than my goal, the team's goal is more important. Therefore, as a participant of the team, I must contribute my best, my might. Then constant feedback and follow ensure there is a effective coaching and wonderful team collaboration in the different mindsets. And as a team, as an individual, they perform, also as a team, they superbly perform. Tips and tools, it is called in management, walking around the employees. As though you have a feeling your coach is next to you and his arm is around your neck. So that kind of feeling a coach always gives the team members, walk with them and talk with them, various aspects, including the particular field. And the mistakes are found or observed. He helps them to admit, so that the ego doesn't get upset. If the ego gets upset, then they may not listen to the advice or counsel what the coach gives. So he prepares a mindset of the individuals or participant members receptive enough to admit the mistakes and accept it and take corrective mechanism. He always listens to them keenly and enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is human spirit with the divinity, the divine feeling. Very sincere. Not that I like Sachin Tendulkar, I may not like Zagir Khan. It is not that. For him, everybody is equal. Therefore, he treats them with sincerity, honesty, and the greater focus is on a team building, team formation, rather than the individual performance if it is in a team. And keeps his language, the interaction, the communication simple and specific. We call it KISS. Keep it short and sweet, keep it simple and specific. And all these things have to take place within the deadline, within the timeline. Before the D-Day comes, the performance day comes. Before that, everything has to be properly set and people are well molded and ready for the performance individually as well as collectively. So the tips, tools, and techniques he sees to that he regularly offers to the team members, individual member and team members. So for which I relate with my popular, the 6 P's. Purpose. Purpose is the direction, the vision. Then once we enjoy the constancy of purpose, some sort of passion builds in us. When the passion builds in us, we automatically reduce our sleeping time, the eating time, wastage in unproductive area, and we focus on the field in which we have entered or we have taken up to exhibit our performance or to show the excellence in that particular field. Then there is a planning mechanism like a blueprint, how a builder draws a blueprint before he sees the building on the ground. So he has a very clear-cut plan on the blueprint on day 1. After 60 days, 90 days, he is able to see the rising of the whole building on the ground. The plan takes us for the preparation mechanism. Then that is the place where the coach is very vital. He is able to analyze, he is able to study, he is able to find a variety of areas and gives that input and insight to the members, and people begin to practice. If it is speech, I stand before the mirror, I stand before the coach, I stand before my friends and give my speeches. It is said that the ISC speakers who go to either United States, probably from next year onwards, they practice 500 times. In my MILT for a 2-minute talk, in our MILT convention, people come prepared 500 times that 2-minute talk. There is no substitute for practice. And sometimes we may fail, so what? Failures are the beautiful, lovely learning curves. Then we learn something better, something more, something additional by means of persistence, the continuous, the perseverance. Persistence is the blood brother of success. So the coach devises his plans and approach and guidance under the 6 P's column: purpose, passion, plan, preparation, practice, and persistence. The benefits, the morale of the individual, the morale of the team, the spirit, enthusiasm, go up, hike up. When I bathe or when I brim over with enthusiasm, with regular preparation and practice, slowly I become enlightened and enriched. So enlightenment, enrich, enhance. Then my physical equipment, my mental equipment, and my empowerment expands. So various points of time we come across different coaches. In fact, I can show it in my next page, how these coaches are responsible. Like Achani, we say in the car festival, in the Hindu temples, the huge car, but it has to turn after the end of the street. But that Achani, the small linchpin, it's called linchpin, that helps turn the huge or massive car. Like that, the coaches, they play in our life, whether it is personal, professional, social life. They play a very important role. At every end of a street, they help us to turn around. So that is how our mental equipment, physical equipment, and consequently the empowerment keeps expanding. Before that, let me then go to that slide. My coach so far in my life are my eldest brother. Today, I am set to be good at vocabulary. It is because he sowed that seed in my formative phase. My school teachers, tremendous, beautiful, lovely coaches they were in me, and even college faculty members. In fact, I have not included even some of my girlfriends at some points of time were instrumental in giving me that feedback and counseling. Apresh Acharya of McGraw Institute of Leadership Training in India, in United States, called Dale Carnegie School of Empowerment. And as far as Toastmasters is concerned, the late DTM Janaki Prasad Patnaik He was said to be the Bhishma, the Bible of Toastmasters or Bhishma. I'm talking about the CTM days, the first club which was formed in Chennai. So these were my coaches. So as a coach, if I put it in a nice, charming, beautiful, nice manner, a kind of formula, I always play on words. So we have ATE, which also sounds like 8. 8 and ATE, they rhyme. The 8 ways of coaching is, I am listing the essential points: educate, communicate, relate, dedicate, delegate, participate, motivate, and celebrate. A coach continues to educate himself or herself, also offers that education to the members. Then he ensures that he is able to clearly communicate, and he also helps them build or develop the quality of clear communication. By its, relating with people, he is able to establish a smooth relationship, very understanding, very cordial, harmonious relationship with the members, also amongst the members of the team. And the first thing he does is to dedicate himself and bring the dedication amongst the participating members. And he chooses the right person for the right task at the right time by means of delegation. Opposite delegation is participation. Sometimes he also goes with them, joins with them, and participates with the individual or the team members, and constantly motivates with encouragement, with counseling. On the D-Day, they have done it, and it has to be celebrated. So in short, I think it is easy for you to remember. If you like it, you can take your camera phone and shoot it. It is educate, communicate, relate, dedicate, delegate, participate, motivate, and celebrate. So on this celebratory note, the positive, pleasant, and productive note, I'm signing off. Now it is 27 minutes, 28 minutes. Thanks for your attention and appreciation of the message. All the best to you.
Thank you, ETM Pat, for that informative, energetic, and beautiful educational session. Thanks a lot. So, with no further delay, can we have a break for 5 minutes? Tea break? Yes. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Both the speakers are qualified, so you can check your WhatsApp for polling. People online got it?
Yes, Kavita.
Okay. And Gayatri, you wanted people offline to give names, right? For TT.
Yeah.
People interested in table topics, you can give your names to Gayatri. You can ping her on WhatsApp.
Let's start. I'm handing the floor to the TMOD. Yes, sir.
So, how was the tea and biscuit?
Yes,
Good. Good. I think people online are missing it. So we're expecting soon. So, ladies and gentlemen, after hearing great speeches, scintillating education session, now we have a very special person to give a beautiful address to all of us. So I have the honor of introducing our District Director, Toastmaster Satish Menon. A small intro about him. His accomplishments are too many to name. He is one of the co-founders of Hardware Solution Private Limited, an IT solution and devices organization established in the year 1995 with 5 individuals and now close to 600 plus resources. He has been in Toastmasters since 2013 and has risen up the ranks from a club level to area to division to finally district. He is known for a star area director and a president distinguished division director. To talk more, he has been the conference co-chair of Reverberation 2017 and co-conference for Ovation 2019. He's also served as a club growth director for District 82 and was a program quality director for District 120 last year for the tenure 2020 to 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands to welcome our District Director, Toastmaster Satish Menon.
How much time do I have?
10 to 15.
Okay. So green, yellow, red. Otherwise, I'll keep on going. So that's good morning, everyone. Slight change to the introduction that was given. Though I co-founded Thirdware more than a decade back, recently we sold our organization to Tech Mahindra, so officially I'm retired now. So that was something which happened a month and a half back. So we sold it to them, they acquired us. Officially, there is no role for me now other than being a retired engineer. Good afternoon again. When we look today is World Environment Day. And now you'll wonder what has environment got to do with Toastmasters. And also we have the word of the day, which was discovery. The theme of the day is keep looking up. And we had all the speeches, 2 speeches or 3 speeches that were there today. And if you connect, one speech was about building consensus, one speech was about how you put a lot of effort and practice to get to where you are, and then you had DTM pad speech which talked about coaching and mentoring. How does all of this act together to what Toastmasters is? So let's take the first one, which is environment. When we started District 120 2 years back, or when District 120 was formed 2 years back, one of the first things that we said is we will be a district which is a sustainable district. When we say sustainable, it means that there will be no mad race to run after numbers. There will be no mad race to become the #1 district in the world, which incidentally there is no title like that anyway in Toastmasters. People only collect the numbers and put the crown on their heads and say, I'm #1. Toastmasters doesn't say any district #1. The mad race to become a Smedley distinguished district or to become a president's distinguished division director or area director. End of the day, we should all remember to do all of that. How does it benefit a club? There are 140 clubs in the district today. Want to get to a distinguished district, we need 156 clubs. Look at, we are almost 600 odd numbers short in terms of membership, but we are already select distinguished in program quality. You run after numbers and say add members, add members, add members. It's not going to help anything because we are a voluntary organization, not a corporate enterprise. When you run after numbers, or people have targets and they get hefty bonuses and promotions if you achieve the target. Nobody in Toastmasters gets promotions or bonuses to the numbers. Incidentally, most of our roles are 1-year roles. I just have another 3 weeks to be the district director. From 1st of July, I will not be able to wear this badge. As simple as that. Somebody else has already been elected. That person will take over this role from 1st of July. But what is more important is that when we have so many clubs, each member who's walking into the club today, that member is walking in with a specific purpose of why they have joined Toastmasters. We've got almost 15 people in this room today on a Sunday morning. We've got an equal number of people who are on it. Somebody might think there are better things to do on a Sunday morning than attend a Toastmasters meeting. But all of us are here because we are bound by a common purpose. And individually, all of us also feel that there is something that we are gaining out of Toastmasters. But we wouldn't be here. As we're spending our money, $90 is a big amount. It's not a small amount by any means. And the time that you are spending, almost 2 hours on a Sunday, multiply that by so many Sundays in a week, by that by so many months, it's a considerable amount of time that is spent. So when you're doing all of that, you are looking for something out of those costs. Nobody is here because somebody told you, why don't you go sit in that meeting just to increase the head count. A lot of empty chairs, so if people come and sit, the place will filled up. Nobody is here because of that. Nobody is here because somebody said, I'm paying for your membership, you can go and attend. If you like it, continue. If you don't like it, you can go. Anyway, it's paid for. Nobody is here because of that. Now, none of us are here to do a favor to somebody to say, take a club membership. My club will become a distinguished club, and I will always be grateful for the club favor. None of us are here because of that. We're all here because we are all have a different means, or we have a different needs of why we are here in this class. And that will differ from person to person. For some people, it is getting over stage fright. Yesterday, I was in a club charter meeting for college. There was one student who was very afraid to come on stage and speak. Somehow they coaxed him to go on stage, stand there and speak. He said, I cannot speak in English. They said, no problem, you can speak in Tamil. We took some time for him to kind of get warmed up, but then he spoke for 5-10 minutes and he was very happy. So that person on day 1 of a meeting got over the stage fear. Next meetings, he will come on stage and speak confidently. Not only on stage, when he goes outside also he will speak confidently. That's what some people come to Toastmasters. Some come here for networking. Some come here to develop their skills on public speaking because they want to get on stage and become a public speaker. Some people come here to build their leadership skills on how to manage a team of people, how to run a club, how to manage an organization. Toastmasters is everything for everybody. So only depends on what is that you want to get out of this. So when we are doing all of that, it becomes like very important that we are sustainable as a district. We are sustainable as a club. And only when you are doing that, will you build that brand of Toastmasters. I should be proud to wear this particular thing that I'm wearing. When I go out and people say, oh, you are a Toastmaster, I should be proud that, okay, I'm getting recognized as a Toastmaster. I've had people who I have met in airports and they said, aren't you that Toastmaster who I saw in the club the other day? I feel kind of proud because you're relating Toastmasters brand to. So that's something which you have to be proud of. It's not something that we come here to say, oh, we just while away our time. How does that relate to World Environment Day? It's only when you're sustainable that you can grow. If you go damage the environment in a way for unsustainable growth, then all of us are seeing what's happening today in the world. Suddenly you find temperatures are rising up by 2 or 3 degrees. Your summers are becoming more unbearable. Your monsoons are kind of becoming more dense. The amount of rainfall that is falling is becoming very heavy. You get cold winters. All of that is because you go and damage the environment and not sustainable. Like the same to Toastmasters. If I grow a district in a way that it is not sustainable, and I grow it not the right manner, it will never be sustainable. Same applies to a club also. If I get a club of 20 people, 40 people here, everybody doesn't get a chance to be part of the meeting on a regular basis. People will leave. Nobody is coming here to sit and be a spectator for week over week, any club. They all want a role, they all want a chance to speak, they all want a chance to get evaluated, they want to get feedback, they want to kind of feel empowered, or they want to kind of feel that I am important in this club. Only then they will come back to the club. Take that over a district, it's the same thing. And believe me, if I wear this badge and go outside of Toastmasters, this doesn't have any value. I can't flash this badge at the airport and tell I want to skip the security. No one is going to do that. When entertaining, you have one man. But the skills that I develop here in Toastmasters, if I'm able to convince somebody, get me an upgrade to business class, or to get me an upgrade to say if there's a long queue, can I skip the queue and do my check-in quick? That comes through your power of persuasion and your power of speech. That is only something that you can learn. That airport queue was just an example I give. Nobody can skip the airport security queue unless you have a medical condition. But otherwise, you can definitely get upgraded from economy to business. You can talk your age. And I have done that multiple times. So I'm quoting from my live example. But the point here is, if you learn something in Toastmasters, you will always come back. Feel that you are learning, you will always be there. Like I've been in Toastmasters from 2013. We have people in this room today who have been for much larger time than I have been here. But we are all coming back today again and again because we feel that we're learning something. Otherwise, why would somebody come back? Some people will say, okay, let me finish my DTM and I'm away from Toastmasters. We've seen people like that also. For them, it was their target to say, oh, I get a distinguished Toastmaster, then I get Toastmasters. Some even after doing multiple DTMs will still stay in Toastmasters because they feel just new. And there are some like me who are not even a DTM, but I'm still the district director. So again, like that's not a criteria to be a district director anyway. What is important is that you should have the passion in any role that you're in. So sustainable growth is something which is very, very important in a forum like Toastmasters. And when every time you walk into a meeting, you should be very clear of what you want to get out of that meeting. A purpose should be there. Only when you walk in with a purpose that you will learn or gain what you want, and when you step out, you will be a better version of yourself. That is what we constant improvement, constant development. In District 120 today, we've got college clubs, we've got community clubs, we've got corporate clubs. When you go and look at college clubs, all the college clubs today, if you take BIT as an example, well, all the 10 clubs in BIT Chennai today are president's distinguished students. And they all pay from their own pocket. It's not that the college pays. When we look at them, what is it that keeps them motivated? For the students, we are saying, if we are part of Toastmasters, and tomorrow if we kind of graduate from this college and go abroad, Toastmasters experience that they have got is very much valuable for them when they go for higher studies. When they step out of college and some go and start working, this experience becomes very important for the leadership roles that they have done at Toastmasters. All of them have kind of identified the why of why they need to be Toastmasters. And which is why those clubs flourish. And those are student clubs, unlike community clubs. Students keep moving out every year. So the fourth year batch goes out, the first year batch comes in. So it's a constant churn that happens within the membership base, but still the process is so strong that it continues. And if students were not very keen about it, those clubs will not run. As simple as that. When you go to corporate clubs, you ask people, they will say, well, I have improved my communication skill and Today I can speak confidently in front of the customer. Some will say that I would stand up and ask questions when earlier I used to never open my mouth when somebody was speaking, when somebody asked me something. If I had a doubt, I would keep quiet. But today I stand up and I ask questions, which is a great improvement from where you want to go. What is that we all learned from Toastmasters? The consistency of improvement. All of this, like Toastmaster Arun mentioned in his speech, it requires practice. I can't stand on stage on day one and say I am the greatest speaker. Nobody is born a great speaker. Everybody learns. And there is nothing called as a perfect speech or a perfect address. It's all about how effectively you can communicate your ideas to a larger audience and how receptive they are about accepting your idea. And that only comes through practice. Look at all the great people or great personalities or speakers. They have become speakers over a period of time. They were not born with a technique of speaking in public. And sometimes when they stand on stage and speak, they also make mistakes. But they move along with that. They don't sit back and well say, I made a mistake. They want to apologize, they apologize. But the power of convincing, that only comes through practice. And that's so very important. And if you're away from the goal, obviously, like the example Arun gave, that even if the nose is tilted by 1 degree, instead of landing in Europe, you will land in Africa. So you have to be very clear when you are in Toastmasters, what are you doing? And practice. That is the only thing that I can say. Which is why our clubs meet every week. Right? We don't say we meet once a week or once a month. There are some clubs which meet once a fortnight, but most of us meet once a week. And the reason why this is made once a week is because you can practice on a consistent basis. And once you do that over a period of time, it gets into your system and you start behaving in that. It's about like playing a guitar. If I learn to play a guitar, I play for 4,000 hours. Then any song I can play. I don't need to look at the keys or I don't need to say, okay, this is how I need to play. It comes automatically. That is what public speaking, that is what coaching, that is what about mentoring, everything is the same. The more and more you do it, the more and more will become an expert at it. And the best part about it in all of this is when you are speaking and when you are delivering feedback or when you are mentoring, please do everything with an open mind. Whatever you are saying is your perception, it's not necessarily what the world thinks is right or wrong. So do it with an open mind, do it with a process to say, I am learning something new every day. And I'm sure that every time we walk out of a Toastmasters meeting, we will walk out by being a better version of ourselves than when we walked inside. Every time you walk out, you should be like version 1.x or 2.x or 3.x of what you were when you walked inside. As long as you keep that in your mind, I think the journey will be good, the journey will be exciting, and the journey will be truly sustainable. And we will find ourselves becoming better and better, day over day, week over week, month over month. And suddenly you will find that the world is becoming a better. It's not that the world has changed overnight. Your thinking has changed and the way you look at the world has changed. Thank you. All the very best and happy to.
Thanks a lot, sir, for that beautiful insight about Toastmasters and so much of information about Toastmasters. It was highly inspiring, and many new members would have been benefited from yours. Thanks a lot for that, sir. And now we have this butterflies in the stomach session. It's called TP session. And for that, we have a special person, Toastmaster Gayatri. Toastmaster Gayatri is our table topic master today. A small intro about Toastmaster Gayatri. She has experience in IT industry for more than a decade. She has interest in new crafts, singing, and making new recipes. Wow, that's great. She has joined as a Toastmaster for personal development and also to develop her leadership skills. She has coordinated in YLP program as well. So sweet, Toastmaster Gayatri, nice introduction. And with no further delay, I would like to hand over the floor to Toastmaster Gayatri.
Thanks for that brief intro, Toastmaster Madhupriya. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. So good morning, dear Toastmasters. So I'm glad to be a part of this meeting as a table topic master. And I have a list of topics with me, which I'll read it out for the speakers to come and speak. So without much delay, let me move on to the first speaker, Toastmaster Anirudh. Can we have Toastmaster Anirudh on stage? Yes, Toastmaster Anirudh. The topic for you is boon and bane on the discovery of mobile phone. Boon and bane on the discovery of mobile phone. Toastmaster Anirudh, over to you.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Yes, mobile phone can be a boon as well as a bane. No, actually, can I have another topic based on that?
Okay, so the next topic is give a chance to discover yourself. Give a chance to discover yourself.
Well, I'll try next time when I pass on. Okay.
Okay, no issues, Mr. Anirudh. So yeah, next, can we have Toastmaster Anand? Yes, so it's the same topic. Give a chance to discover yourself. Over to you, Toastmaster Anand.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for giving a wonderful topic, right? A chance to discover myself. What Krishna told to Arjuna, the field of absolute wisdom is within you. Please, realize your own self. See, Arjuna was completely in turbulence when there was a war, because the opposite side, the person who was standing was that his own kinsman. He was completely emotionally aroused, right? They want to maintain that relationship. The Arjuna has given him 18 slogas to realize his own potential. Similarly, friends, right? As a human potential, the God has given the cerebral cortex, right? If you see the millions of years ago, right? We have the Homo sapiens. We lived in animals like in forest, right? During the forest, we were taking the flesh of the animals. That was a prey. That was a food. That time, all the blood that is diverted into the digestive system. Lot of bloods are needed to the digestive system. So what happened? After some times, some shift has happened. In the forest, lot of raining was going on. Completely, the firing is going on. Raining is going on. During the firing, what happened? They started the roasted meat. After started the roasted meat, what happened? The blood, only less amount of blood went to the digestive system. Most of the blood that go to your brain, the neocortex has formed as an amazing thing, what the God has given to that. So many neurons are only, as per the science, only 2% of the brain is used by us. If you realize our own potential, by means of meditation, to realize our own souls, we have immense thing to discover, right? Over to you, Table Topic Master. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. So next, can we have Toastmaster Sriram? Yes, sir. So the topic for you is Internet is one of the heroes of the greatest discoveries. Internet is one of the heroes of the greatest discoveries. Toastmaster Sriram, over to you.
So internet is one of the greatest discoveries of the right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. It's not clear. Internet is one of the greatest discovery. Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir. So very good morning, Toastmasters, fellow friends. So internet definitely is a great discovery, like it says. And looking at the early 90s, where sort of career talk. Those were the days where I used to work in shop floor, looking at the physical things and understanding that. But then came the age of, let's say, probably decades, where transformed that now what you call as windows in the house, like what you see through your windows, something you see outside, but he has brought that entire world. And a lot of things happened at that time, that softwares coming up, but people mindset has changed. A lot of information is coming, but it is for us to use best way, discover new things. Unfortunately, today we have a lot of surplus information coming to internet, but we are not ready to use it in the proper way. There are situations where people misuse it and see what's happening. A lot of kids today get exposed to unwanted things at a very young age. But their thinking has changed. But it is for us as parents, as team members in the society, direct them properly. Definitely, information though is high, but how we channelize the next generation for this, I would say that let's take it as a thing in the world like say world is changing. Environment is also changing. But information can change better way. So, what do you?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. So next, can we have DTM Jaikar, sir?
Yeah.
So the topic is the greatest discovery that amazes you. The greatest discovery that amazes you. DTM Jaikar.
Table topic master, fellow Toastmasters. This is a topic given after the previous topic of internet. It looks a little easy for me. Honestly speaking, internet is one of the greatest inventions today. Believe it or not, the power of internet has changed the world. Internet has brought things for us to look much more different from what it actually is. If at all, we were very successful in Toastmasters during the pandemic. Many organizations were not successful. To be very honest, it was the internet that helped. It was the internet and the Zoom that came to our rescue. And Toastmasters was a success during this particular pandemic. If we ought to give examples of internet, I think there are hundreds. In the entire software industry has grown leaps and bounds. We have got into the power of the software, or we call as information technology, entering every area only because the internet has come to our rescue. If it would not have been the internet, we would not have really reached this level. Elon Musk, we very recently, 2 days back, I don't know how many of you know, who did not ultimately buy Twitter because he said that how many bogus accounts are there in Twitter. He wanted that question from sellers, not get the answer. And he said, sorry, I'm not interested to buy Twitter. But why did these bogus accounts come into in the first place? Was only because they had the power of internet. Otherwise, you would not have got it. Internet has also created a lot of areas in the field of education. New ideas, new concepts come through internet. Therefore, one of the best discoveries today should be from go to
Thank you, sir, for the insightful speech. Next, can we have DTM Pat, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So the topic is the main source of knowledge is experience. The main source of knowledge is experience. DTM Pat, over to you.
The main source of knowledge is experience. Table Topics Master, fellow members, and honored guest. Discovery is the word of today's meeting. The more and more we learn, we don't gain knowledge. We discover our ignorance. That is a stark reality. But what is that experience? Does knowledge give me that experience, or the experience teaches me that knowledge? So between the race between the knowledge and experience, I would give importance or significance only to the experience. As we grow and as we are born and in our growing process, we get little knowledge by means of listening to the sounds from our parents, siblings, relatives, neighbors. But we come across plenty of experiences. Number one, it is said that toddler, before he begins to walk, the survey says the toddler falls down close to 1,000 times, sometimes known to the people around and many times unknown. But the toddler does not give up. The toddler keeps going, looking up, the theme of the day, and a point in which the toddler is able to hold the wall and stand. That is experience. But we learn more from the bad experience in order to have a good experience. And that is where knowledge further strengthens us. And over a period of time, we learn, study, build skills, expand our knowledge, and we reach position. But at every instance or every point of time, we have those experiences teaching us a lot. Good experience teaches us, but bad experiences teach us more profoundly to discover our ignorance. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, sir. So next can we have Toastmaster Saurabh. This is the last topic. Toastmaster Saurabh.
Hi.
So the topic for you is paper is a simple and the best discovery. Paper is a simple and the best discovery. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Okay. So paper is a simple and best discovery. We can see the use of paper. All the books are written on paper. We have currency notes on paper, and all the historical knowledge we have with us is on paper. And today we cannot imagine our life without paper. All the information we get today is from that only. With the advent of internet today, the importance has reduced somewhat, but earlier, before the advent of internet, everything used to be done. All the knowledge was available in the form of written format only, and that was a single source from which everyone gained information and knowledge. And even with the advent of internet, I believe paper will not lose its charm anytime soon, and it is there to remain. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Saurabh, and thanks all for this amazing speech on the topics. Thank you all, and over to TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gayatri, for that short and beautiful TT session. So, at the start of the meeting, we were talking about 3 tricks, right, to find your hidden talents. The first one I told was to try new things. So, the second one is to find what you enjoy the most. So, try doing what you enjoy the most. Actually, people say when you start enjoying things, it means that you have a hidden potential or hidden talent towards that art form or something. For example, if you really enjoy doing dancing or singing, people say that you naturally have that flair for doing that, naturally have the talent to do that. So first, try new things, and then make a note of things you enjoy the most. So that is the second trick to identify your hidden talent. So now it's the time for general evaluator to brief his roles and also introduce the hack time report from the hack time role. Is that anything? Yeah. Qualified AT speakers, all are qualified. WhatsApp. Right? Please vote through WhatsApp. All TT speakers are qualified. So now I welcome Toastmasters 3 round for the general evaluation session. Please put your hands together.
Welcome all. All of you are ready?
Yes.
Already up for?
Yes.
A lot of energy and thanks to the inspiration speech. Of course, topics now it's time for evaluation. And we had 2 exciting speeches and an education session. We start with the first speech by Toastmaster Karthik, developing a communication plan for the difference between clarity and confusion. Excellent speech. And beyond this speech, we have Toastmaster Saurabh. Online? Saurabh, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So before we start, if we introduce him, Saurabh is working as supply chain planner in Shell India, but practices yoga, learns and listens to music. Over to you, Toastmaster Saurabh.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, very informative speech, Toastmaster Karthik, and thank you for introducing us to the concept of a communication plan. The beginning was great. You introduced with a quote by Helen Keller on teamwork and the importance of communication, importance of good communication in any team. You very nicely did a role play of Ram to highlight the importance of good communication in as basic place as within a family. So you highlighted that to reaching consensus and synergy within a family. So Ram was trying to build a consensus within his family with his wife, children, and parents. And you highlighted those points, like the subgroups of creating a good communication plan, like to note the purpose of a communication plan, to identify the target audience, to take a note of the message to be given in a communication plan, the tone of the communication, the milestones, and the mode, which are all very important parts of any communication. And like I'm sure everyone will be benefited from this particular concept. And you also were very comfortable on the stage, and you did a very good role play, which was very good and which clearly grabbed the attention of the audience as well. You were having a smooth rate of speaking, were very fluent, had a very good vocal variety, especially in the part of role playing. And also you did a very good ending of the speech by telling that a good the difference between in a good communication and a bad communication is that a good communication leads to clarity and a bad communication will lead to confusion. So overall, congratulations, Toastmaster Karthik, for a great speech and for highlighting the importance of communication plan and introducing a very good concept to all of us. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks, Toastmaster Saurabh, for this evaluation. Next, I call Toastmaster Muthu. Are you there?
Yes, sir. I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yeah, before you start, let me introduce you to the audience. So Muthu is working as a biomedical engineer at private computer company, Pondicherry. He loves to read books, listening to motivational materials. Now, to evaluate Toastmaster Arun's speech on your PhD, passion, hope, and discipline. PhD, what do you, Toastmaster?
Okay. Thank you, sir. So first of all, let me congratulate Toastmaster Arun Kumar sir for completing this speech. It is a wonderful speech. It is very informative and it is very much motivational. It is a well organized and well presented speech. It has an opening, body, and conclusion. The clarity of the speech, vocal variety, and his eye contact was excellent. His gestures, the audience awareness were also excellent. His comfort level, the arousing interest in the topic is superb. Now, coming on to his speech, he opened his speech with a phrase, I want to become head. It's a kind of to open a speech and breaking the preoccupation of the audience. In the body, he asked questions and provided answers. He asked questions and provided answers. It's a kind of activating the left brain and right brain and keep the audience engaged. Under the theme, the body, he used the short pain and pleasure, short-term pain, long-term gain, short-term pleasure and long-term pain. And also he used the term PhD. PhD. P stands for the passion, hope, and discipline. So that's a kind of way to express the success. And also the entire so they posted questions and answered these things. So it was a very well done. And in the conclusion, he concluded with the word saying, "Stay tuned to your success," and end with "Are you ready to master your PhD?" That's a very good way of closing the speech. Now, coming to the conclusion, so it's overall it's a wonderful speech, and it was very much informative. And more, I got very late additions to say. Like the speech, it could have long pauses. Like when you're asking a question, could extend the pauses a little bit so that the audience would try to answer that question, and also can raise his voice a bit when he is emphasizing certain points like long-term pain, short-term gain. This is some of the suggestions he could include in next speech, and that depends on the speech. And it's overall a very good speech, and it's a very informative and motivational. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thanks, Toastmaster, for nice revelation. For everyone, I'd like to comment about Pat's speech as well. So, Pat did a fantastic job of session. There is no evaluation, but a lot of learnings from his speech. A different way lead and a coach, and particularly like the presentations and the soft words presented. The different, I feel like buying such soft words. So, different emoticons, especially. So with this, I'd like to call the tag team, Toastmaster Rekha, to present the time limit.
Wonderful speeches today. So I'll read out the time taken by all the speakers. So for prepared speech, PM Karthik, 7 minutes second. Arun, 6 minutes 25 seconds. DTM Pat, 31 minutes 6 seconds. District Director DTM Satish, 16 minutes 2 seconds. Table topic, TM Anand, 2 minutes 2 seconds. TM Sriram, 2 minutes 5 seconds. DTM Jaikar, 2 minutes 25 seconds. DTM Pat, 2 minutes 12 seconds. TM Saurabh, 1 minute 12 seconds. Evaluators, TM Saurabh, 2 minutes 25 seconds. TM 2 minutes. That's all.
everybody within the time.
Next, Toastmaster Rekha for this time report. Today, everybody qualified. That's it. Next, I would call Toastmaster Saurabh from online. The account.
So let me read out my quote. So Toastmaster Madhupriya, you had two so and two arms in your speech, and Toastmaster Karthik in his prepared speech has used two asamas, and Toastmaster Sriram had used two in his table topics, and Toastmaster Saurabh has used two asamas. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Toastmaster Saurabh. Next, I call Toastmaster Priya from online. Gathering.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sriram. As usual, it was a session filled with learning. We'll start with the first one, reaching consensus and synergy. Karthik we started with a good quote. Alone we can do little, together we can do more, with Helen Keller. And he interestingly used few words, systematic way, entrepreneurial journey, consensus, synergy, strategy, skeptical, that is apprehensive. These are few things which we can also start using in our speech. Of course, he ended up with a beautiful quote, good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. It's a wonderful way. Next one was PhD Toastmaster Arun Kumar. I didn't know that passion was derived from a word, Latin word pati, which is suffering, which was very informative for me personally. And he interestingly put the short-term pleasure leads to long-term failure. Passion, he talks about the passion, hope, and discipline. I like few things, the fear zone and has to be moved to faith zone. We need to slow down the self-doubt, understand the real worth, understand, overcome the external barrier. Those things, I think it is an interesting, insightful words which we can also use. Of course, next, DTM Pat, sir, it's filled with a lot of learning. The topic was about leader as a coach. His interesting triads, few things which I've noted down: proceed, exceed, succeed, brim over. I think I'm going to use that word more often, brim over. He interestingly combined the concept of Americans pull from the front and Japanese push them forward. That also I really like. And then one of the things when the principles and fundamentals was explained, normally we talk about what, how, why, but how well they are expected to do and how well they execute is, which was insightful for me, which leads to excellence. Very interesting thing of paper tiger. If you know the ferocity, you'll not get it from the paper tiger, was interesting. We can also quote whenever we need. The responsibility is a respond plus ability. That's a good thing. And an interesting adjective for ambition, soaring ambition, ancillary and auxiliary quality. SWOT analysis, of course, we'll know. The new learning for me personally is rock. We always talk about he was very firm, but we can use rock of Gibraltar. That is a good one. And then success is a public affair and failure is a private funeral, which is also a very interesting one. Again, another triad from him: dissolve, solve, resolve. Finally, he ended up with the 8 ways of coaching: educate, communicate, relate, dedicate, delegate, participate, motivate, and celebrate. Thank you very much for your interesting session, sir. And of course, I like the way Satish Menon related the environment with Toastmaster for the sustainable growth. How it has to be Toastmaster has to be, we have to grow sustainable. How we included all the speeches and connected back to the environment. Thank you very much, sir. And people today, Karthik used discover once. Arun used twice. Patsa used 4 times. Another interesting word which I like is stark reality. We always talk about reality. Stark reality is an interesting word which we can also start using. That is all from the interesting learnings from today's session. Thank you very much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Yeah. this nice memorandum report. So overall, so as a general letter, I will give my overall of the session today. It's shorter on time, and is addressed by our district director, Mr. Satish. Was a great inspiration speaker. A lot of learning stuff. Talent when we discover word of the day. Thanks to Team Modi for the nice coin of the word of a lot of messages. Everybody on the streets. I would say that coming to 2 months, maybe the charts would have been displayed, particularly educational awards, our offline meetings. Also, I felt that, of course, we are doing around year on an offline issue. Hopefully, it's very important. Thanks to our current account of transforming. Also, I find a lot of participation of nice topics by Master. I would also say great education session by years of coach, a lot of inspirational thoughts, a lot of learning stuff there. With this, I would say the meeting overall is a great meeting. Hope to see both. Thanks to all the great speeches, like as well as the narrative communication plan, all the great speeches and great questions. This I would like to.
So thanks Toastmaster Sriram for that nice report. Feedback will be taken by the form. So we were talking about 2 tricks. The third one, are you interested to know the third one? Yes. The third one is look at your report cards, school report cards. So what it actually meant was take time to look back the past, like what you were good at during your school days. So I remember this when I read this in my 9th standard. We used to have a magazine called Pratyusha, school magazine. Every year they used to publish it, and it has all the creative works of the students. Every time I go through that magazine, I feel like I too wanted to contribute something for that, but I was very poor at writing. So from my 9th standard, I started to write some poems, but I will not give it to the school magazine team because I feel like it will not be that good to be posted in the school magazine. But I used to write. But slowly I started writing. I used to go through the magazine, get the cracks, how students have written. I used to start writing. And to my shock, in my 12th standard, I seriously don't know how it happened. I became the school magazine editor. And my poem was published. That is, the title was Adieu With You, saying goodbye to my school. That was published in the magazine called Pratyusha. Now I realize, like, I've written 2 books now, one The Sixth Finger, another one is Young Pain on Middle. So establishing myself as now a professional author or a writer, when I look back my school days, I find the relation. Maybe that natural flair for writing, that interest or passion for writing was hidden within me. Maybe at that time I didn't know, but now I've slowly discovered it. So why I wanted to say this, you may also would have been great at some art or some skill during your school days. Just take that time, be nostalgic, just put yourself during your school time and just think what you were good at. So that may be your hidden potential. So now you can discover that, bring it up, train yourself in that, and you can establish yourself in that talent or skill. So, yes. So with all that, I really take this opportunity to thank the President Toastmaster Kavita for giving me the stage after a very, very long time, maybe 2 years, most probably 2 years I've been taking the role of TO Modi now. So thanks Kavita and thanks for the wonderful meeting. So I hand over the session to Toastmaster Kavita.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. So how was the meeting today? Okay, so I have the results with me. Before that, let's quickly have a Division Director Toastmaster Arun has an announcement. So let me hand over the control to Division Director Toastmaster Arun.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters, and thank you, Club President Toastmaster Kavita. So I had to play dual role today. When as a member, I just delivered my speech. That time I was not wearing this badge. Now, as a division director, it is our duty to recognize and acknowledge the effort that is being put in place by the clubs. So, as we successfully moved into pandemic period earlier, that was a challenge for us to host the meetings in Zoom, educating the members to give the speeches online, attending online. Now we do a kind of another kind of transition period. So first of all, my kudos and thanks for the club to initiating the in-person and hybrid meeting initiatives, and it's going well for the past 2 months, I guess. So as part of the initiative from district team, district directors also Satish Mandi is available to recognize the clubs which are particularly the in-person and hybrid meetings. Today he has joined us to recognize us and also to distribute few ribbons to the club. Actually, let me invite our district director Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arun.
I will also invite
Club President
and emails. Yeah, deep education professors.
So in a bid to encourage clubs from going into in-person meetings, we thought it would be a good thing from the district to hand out these ribbons to the clubs. Which is the best speaker, best table topics, best evaluator, and the best first timer. I would encourage the clubs to reward the members at each and every club meeting with these ribbons. And if the stock gets over, just let us know, we can give. These are like official TI ribbons. A good thing to kind of recognize all the winners at every club meeting with these ribbons. Motivates a lot of people to kind of just pick up more rules and come and speak. And it's always better to get a official TI recognition. It's a good thing to kind of have. We have a lot of this, so we're giving it to all the clubs. In fact, it was there before COVID, but in COVID we could not hand it over. Now that meetings are opening up and going in person. So we are starting off with clubs that are meeting in person. No point giving it to clubs which are online because then it couldn't reach the members. Clubs which are meeting in person, we are handing out ribbons, and hopefully this will motivate more and more members to come and attend meetings in person and also to continue with their education journey. That's very much important. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the ribbon, sir. Let's move on to the results for today. The best prepared speaker for today goes to Toastmaster Arun. Sir, I would like to invite the district director to give away the ribbons. Thank you, sir. Please take that, sir. Okay, so the best role player for today is Toastmaster Madhupriya. Thank you so much, sir. The others are online.
Okay.
Thank you. So the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Saurabh. The best tag role player goes to Toastmaster Priyadarshini. I think yes. And TT speaker is DTM Pat. And today's meeting rating is 4.8. Very long time. So thank you so much. With that, do we have any guest online? Kalpesh, I saw guest Kalpesh. Is he there available? a quick introduction and feedback?
Yeah,
Yes,
hi.
Kalpesh. Yes, sir. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and a quick feedback about our session.
Yes, myself Kalpesh Patel. I am from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I am a program manager. I am working in the controller data center. I joined this meeting very late, but it was very nice. I heard few speeches, so it's very nice to learn for that, and I'm really eager to join your club as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Please do get in touch with Toastmaster Preeti for membership details. Any more guests online? I don't think we have offline guests today. So with that, I would like to declare close our 621st meeting of Madras Toastmasters Club. Let's have a quick online people. Please do stay back. Let's have a quick picture taken. Online, can someone help with a gallery pic, including us? Toastmaster Priya, can you please help us with
Yeah. Toastmaster Gayatri, can you come video?
Please switch on the video, and offline, can you all come to the stage so that we can all be in one picture? Are we all visible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Thank you so much, Priya. Please do share the picture on WhatsApp. Thank you all. Bye.
Thanks all.